The lizard folk ends up being fired from the bank due to coming in on his day off and telling the bank manager that a cat was robbing it. He was underpaid anyway and is surprisingly on board with robbing his former place of work. Hey, what's up fellow Sleepless Cthulhu cultists? Fellow D&D enjoyers. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another DnDGreentext. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Before jumping into the video, I just want to quickly kindly ask you if you're not yet subscribed to the channel to consider doing so now. It only takes a moment and I appreciate it a lot, so thanks so much for that. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Being a massive troll IRL and in-game at the same time. Be me, player who names my character Tom. Be not me, player named Tom. And be not me, the game master. GM. Tom, it's your turn. Player Tom and I start speaking at the same time. The GM glares at me. Yes, I really did this, and Tom and I found it hilarious. The Game Master did not, but probably only because he was the Game Master. Not the damn frog. Be me. Be a young dungeon master preparing for one of their first campaigns. Make a cool cursed country for the players to purge. Make a town super far in the northeast for later in the story. Mention a glowing frog in the said town once for 1 damn second as foreshadowing. Have the big bad send an assassin on the players. The assassin has the letter asking them to return to their cool dungeon so that they can fight a cool homebrew water spirit. The party decides to travel like 40 miles to go find the frog instead. I'm still mad and it's been like 5 years. How the druid just walked into the bank with the power of So, my players just finished robbing a bank that they've been working on for a few sessions now, and it brought to mind the session a few weeks back where they did their final casing of the bank. The party of 4 split into 2 teams for the job. The Kenku and Warforged bought suits and walked into the front door, lying their asses off that they were safety inspectors doing a surprise inspection. Due to some quick thinking and forged papers, this actually worked and got them a tour of the facility. The Warforged is making notes on supposedly real security and safety infringements, such as candles being too close to carpets being a fire hazard. Ironically, they ended up setting the bank on fire today as a distraction, so I guess that risk wasn't total BS after all. Meanwhile, our elven druid decided that was boring and went exploring instead. He decides to climb the fence into the bank's back area where they do the loading and are instantly spotted. When asked what the hell they were doing, the elf replies with, "I'm testing your security, duh," and rolls Deception 19. This process repeats 4 more times, each time with more BS than the last. You'll get higher reviews if I can test all the security. If you don't let me go, then I'll get you fired, and so on. Somehow, this keeps working despite them only having +1 in Deception and Persuasion. Meanwhile, the lizard folk, who joined that session and worked at the bank, is following the suspicious elf as he's the only member of the entire staff to make a detection check on the elf. A combination of good rolls, fast talking, and total ends with the elf standing before the main vault of the bank, which held a very nice scarf that was totally not a baby noodle dragon. What are you talking about? 2 floors below the surface. They do not make the check to blindly open the vault, however, and they are forced to hide. By bad luck, aka I thought it would be funny, this is when the tour that the Kenku and Warforged were on brought them to that floor. More quick thinking and a bit of thaumaturgy from the Kenku convinced the lizard folk to go back upstairs to look for the elf. Somehow, the elf continues to avoid detection, turning into a cat and trying to take the service elevator. Unfortunately, their tiny kitty arms were not strong enough to push the lever that controlled it, but the Warforged was nearby and said that was his cat and took the elevator out while the Kenku finished his quote-unquote inspection. The lizard folk ends up being fired from the bank due to coming in on his day off and telling the bank manager that a cat was robbing it. He was underpaid anyway and is surprisingly on board with robbing his former place of work. Mur. Sorry if this is lame, but I wanted to share the story of one of my favorite D&D characters of all time, and I figured I'd do it here. Be me. Huge fan of D&D, but never get to play cause lack of friends, internet, etc. I had an old second player's handbook from my stepdad and read it nearly every day for a year. Fast forward a few years, and it's 2020 and I'm living with a couple of bros. Bro number 2 brings one of his bros over who plays D&D, and bro number 3 offers to DM. Begin the homebrew campaign with 3 bros. Feels good, .png, roll good stats, and only one of them is fairly low. Never played 5th edition or read the books before. On a sheer random decision, I choose barbarian. I stat dump on int. I decide he's stupid enough to talk bad and rarely use 2-syllable words. Name him Mur. Be Mur, level 1 barbarian. Be not Mur, an elf monk, and a gnome bard. Begin the adventure. We find a bridge in a forest, and the party gets attacked by 2 beastmen and 2 skeletons. We roll initiative, and it's Mur's turn. Roll a natural 20 to hit, and the DM says it's a kill shot. So he asks, how do you do it? I tell him I cut him in half, but vertically, from brains to balls. The party and other beastmen stare in horror as blood goes everywhere. Mur screams. Mur hates furries. The other beastman flees and the skeletons are easily wiped. A little while later, the party manages to kill an ogre who lived in a nearby cave. It's looting time. Mur gets Ivory Pauldrons of Spooky Aura with +4 to intimidation rolls, +1 to AC, and it doesn't count as armor, so barbarian unarmored defense is still active. In the back of the cave, there's a tunnel that we follow. Leads to a big open chamber with some Grell inside. Grell fly, which sucks for Mur. Lightbulb.png. I ask the DM if I can make an athletics check. He says yes. I roll a 17 plus the strength modifier plus the proficiency bonus, and I ask if I can hurl battle axe as ranged weapon at the Grell due to high strength. But Mur has hand axes that he can throw. Yeah, but Mur likes the big axe. The DM allows it. I kill the Grell with a thrown battle axe. Mur hates big brain. Fast forward some months, and Mur is brought to a one-shot. Insert level 3 Mur, a half-orc barbarian that is Mur's half-brother, and a half-elf sorcerer who is also Mur's half-brother. Dad got around. All 3 brothers meet at Dad's deathbed. Dad tells the tale of an old castle whose treasure he always wanted to loot but never could. Dev.png. The brothers then agree to go to the castle. Enter the castle grounds, no biggie. Perception checks finally hit the money. Notice an adult black dragon resting atop a tower. Q7 int and 20 bravery Mur. You! Mur kill you! The dragon wakes up and flies down, landing with a crash. Roll initiative and prepare for TPK, boys. Roll high on attacks and the dragon rolls mostly low. Actually f it up and the DM says we got it to about half health. The dragon stops rolling low. Mur goes down in a spray of acid breath. The half-orc gets chomped on and the half-elf flees to no avail. Mur succeeds his death saving throws and crawls into the old building. There's a pack of snake men with bows drawn. TF2 scout think fast chuckle nuts that give. Mur stands up. Help Mur kill dragon. Roll persuasion and get a natural 20. The snake men are enslaved by the dragon and they want freedom. The dragon is distracted with the elf and half-orc in their death throes, and we get sneak attack crit from 4 to 6 snake men with poison arrows. The dragon dies in 1 round. The snake men leave and Mur goes to his brothers. Both failed their death saving throws. Mur makes a vow of vengeance against all dragonkind. Doesn't even loot the castle, just leaves. Swears to never fail again. Fast forward some months. At one point, never continued the campaign. But I kept Mur's shit. Start playing with friends on Discord. A friend with the username Ember starts to DM a game. I ask if I can use Mur, and the DM allows it. Small brain for the win. Completely homebrew setting again from someone with a very good imagination and almost no experience with Dungeons and Dragons. After some adventuring, the party consists of Mur, another barbarian who is half-orc obsessed with tridents, an elf cleric, a tiefling rogue, an elf fighter, a human rogue, and a changeling warlock. Jesus Christ, that's a big party. Also, party is now level 8. They are tasked with killing an evil guy and retrieving the artifact of the gods. We go to the place and we fight the bad guy. It's a tough fight, but we win. However, the party can't find the artifact. Mur cuts open the bad guy and checks inside. He finds a pen and the party realizes that this is an artifact. Mur is illiterate and doesn't like pens. As one of his character traits, he fiddles with things when he's bored, which is essentially any time he's not fighting things. Mur fiddles with the pen. I tell the DM, Mur would like to break the pen. DM asks, are you sure? Yes. Okay, roll a strength check at disadvantage. My face when I rolled 2 natural 20s. The DM pauses and after a long sigh describes the old castle falling apart with an earthquake. The party manages to escape. The pen was an artifact of the gods and somehow bound to their immortality and to the entire world itself. The party sees many natural disasters occurring across the land as many chunks of the ground rise into the sky, turning all the towns into floating islands. My face when Mur caused a cataclysmic event because he was bored. Since the gods are now killable, and many of them are evil, the party reasons that they should go kill gods now, of course. Insert the boat. Magicians of the cities quickly took regular water boats, but enchanted them to sail in the sky. Think treasure planet, but no tech, only wizardry. The party gets a boat and starts sailing or flying or whatever you wanna call it. The party has some big magic crystals from the previous bad guy's place. Mur grabs one, since he's nosy. Oh not again that PNG. Mur hears a voice in his head, calling him weak. Too weak to save his own brothers. Mur rages and demands the voice to show itself. Come outside and face me then. Mur goes onto the top deck and sees a massive black dragon. The DM says that this is the mother of all dragons in this world. It flies around the ship roaring. The party readies for TPK, but Mur jumps. The party is confused. I tell the DM, Mur jumps when the dragon is below the ship to hop onto its back and attack it. DM. Okay, that's too cool to not allow you to try, but you gotta roll attack at double disadvantage. Rolls 3d20s and all are natural 20s. Jesus Christ, man, I don't know what the odds of that actually happening are. This seems so far-fetched and stretched. Anyway, the DM describes Mur sinking his axe into the dragon's head and half beheading it as they fall down, landing in a massive lake. Mur survives, albeit barely. Another win for the Mur. Time to fight the gods. It goes fairly well until the last evil god is left. The last god is Rise, the god of rage. Basically an uber barbarian. He makes the party get enraged enough to fight each other. Mur vs God 1v1. It's a tie and they both die. The party snaps out of it and sees Death arrive to claim the souls. Death fails to take Rise's soul as Rise returns to life and flees instantly, and also fails to take Mur's soul as Mur's head reattaches and he wakes up. The DM messages me privately that for future plot purposes, Mur is now immortal and will never age. Cool beans, that PNG. Fast forward even more months, and it's a new campaign where Ember is the DM again. Use Mur once more, though brought back down to level 7 with the rest of the new party, as they had all reached level 20 in the previous campaign. Be Mur, be not Mur, a Dragonborn Warlock, Tiefling Ghost Druid, Human Bard, Human Oathbreaker Paladin, Tiefling Ranger, Human Rogue, and another Human Paladin. Start helping the nearby kingdom, and learn that the king is secretly a black dragon. Mr. Incredible, it's showtime, that PNG. Do some side questing and level up some. Fight the king and win. A party member picks up a weird amulet. Wind up returning to the previous city from the last campaign and find the old party members. The human rogue is the grandson of the last human rogue. Old rogue. Mur, you haven't aged a day. Mur simply never noticed, and it's the first time that someone's told him. But he shrugs it off, who cares? Evil voice is talking to Mur again, and no one else hears it. It's coming from the weird amulet. Mur gets it from the other party member and talks back at it. He looks crazy, and the amulet goes kaboom. Mur passes the saving throw and manages to save a couple of NPCs. My face when the rogue's grandpa, dad, and mom all died in the blast. Mur tries to tell them that it was the amulet, but nobody believes him. Mur goes off to be alone. The party gets the old paladin character to try and bring Mur in, since they figure he's high enough level to take him. Paladin detects evil from Mur. Mur no longer has Mur's voice. Mur's eyes are a bright red. Mur two-shots the paladin. Oh that MP3. Not Mur says,
Rise shall return,
and steps through a portal. My face when Mur is now possessed by the god of rage. The party now has to stop Rise and hopefully free Mur. My face when, due to life circumstances, we stop playing D&D. Fast forward a few months. Everyone's about to be ready to jump back in. My face when the fate of Mur shall finally be revealed in the coming days. Sorry it was so long and there's no short version, just read it or don't. Oh god, honestly that was, although really convoluted and confusing at times, that was a really nice story. I'm probably gonna forget about it pretty fast, but I'm really curious right now what ends up happening to Mur. And I don't think there's been an update posted about it yet. Yeah, this story was just a day ago posted. Alright, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video. So thanks so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also big thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon as well as here on YouTube. Links below if you wanna check those out, as links to the social media, Discord servers, and everything else. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!